Hey there, and welcome back though to SnowRunner. Yep, as you can see, we are going to deliver the long logs though, the long way, as you can see. Man, we are right here in the Pacific P16. And by the way, you know, I got a comment loving the idea, by the way, that we should buy a second twin steer and we should haul cargo with that as a train, right? Haul one twin steer with the other. So, yeah, you know, for an 8 cargo slot, it will be really efficient, though. But guess what? I sold a Russian truck to get a P16, especially for this job. And then I was curious. Now, if I sell it, and let's say I want to buy that truck again, will I get all the money back? No. And remember, it is fully upgraded. Or I had mine fully upgraded. And then, you know, we still have to pay more. Yeah, that's bad. That's really bad, though. So we will lose a lot of money with that. So I will only do that once we do have all the trucks. Because I saw that Russian one for the P16. Yeah, that we can reintroduce this big boy. So far, it took me 35 to 37 minutes. I'm not exaggerating though, to go from the garage all the way over here. So you can imagine how long this episode will be to record for me, right? So, you know, it's going to be a blast for real, but it's going to be very challenging. Why? This truck doesn't have all-wheel drive. A road here? Oh yeah, towards this. Okay, I already was like, wait a minute, why is that leading to the gold mine? Did I find a shortcut? Nope, just to the watchtower though, to the outlook tower. But yeah, you know, like, Kesra Sarah, whatever will be, right, you know. So we have to hold off onto that, yeah, that beautiful idea though, man. I did read it and I really wanted to go for it directly, right, you know. We are not going to go through here because that's a bogmire for this truck, one might say. But yeah, we have to hold off to that, sadly. Because I will lose a lot of money for a truck that we already have. Once I do have my fleet a little bit more complete, then we can do that. So, I suppose you still have to be subscribed until then though, I suppose, right? You know? But anyways, let's go and let's get this mission done though. We are here with a beautiful truck. I kind of missed the big boy. And, yeah man, you know, like, if I was a truck driver here, oh my. I will definitely get a garden chair up there though, you know, watching the stars and stuff like that, or just sitting in the sun for a little break. It's a very interesting little thing, right, you know. Come on, big boy, we can do this. By the way, this truck, I noticed something about it. It feels absolutely fantastic in low gear. Like a lot of other trucks, I will not name them, you know, just to embarrass them. But a lot of these other trucks, though, that have a lot of engine power, you kind of lose all of it, though, in low gear, right? You know, well, they can go through the mud and everything, but you cannot climb a steep hill or anything like that. This thing, low gear, man, do it. Just do it. And it keeps on going. So, you know, like, highly recommend using low gear quite a bit, though. There we go. But yeah, you know, like, that's a beautiful thing about this massive engine, by the way. Look at that engine size, though, huh? The little nose over there. Man, that's a pecker, though, isn't it? And look at that, space control. Beautiful, though, beautiful. Now, it's good that that little, you know, fan is off, by the way. With these temperatures and all. It's already getting dark, by the way. Wow. Yep. This is the second night on my way up here. I'm not sure why it did take so long. Maybe because of the top speed of this truck, though. Maybe. Remember, it was empty, so yeah, we have to go downhill though quite a lot right now, so that is going to help me out. But once we arrive at the train station, we are going to take a nap over there, and then, you know, we will be all fine. we did buy a new one over here. So off we are, off we are. So you know the best thing about this truck actually is that it has a massive dedicated, you know, commitment to hauling logs. As you can see in the rear back though, do you see the big plates and all? Yeah, that is actually for protection, right? You know, so steel core wires and plates. I would really haul with this too, but man, with the logs and all, you can really see though the engineers of this truck were like, well, you can do it, you know, you can haul logs with it, but what about you do it safe, huh? So you can see your family again, because these things do move quite a bit at random times, especially the ones at the top. Now you don't want to be crushed by that, right? You know, so they were like, sure, let's install it. Now we have other trucks, they were like, long logs? Oh yeah, you can haul with that. It has enough engine power. Enjoy. Totally ignoring safety and all. And if you want to be in this business though, especially as a beginner, and everybody's a beginner at a certain time, you'd be like, oh cool, enough engine power, I can do it. Absolutely fantastic. Up to, let's just call it 30 tons. Yeah, maybe. Huh. Let's count. Let's count actually, right? Alright, so I was completely off though, right? You know, because I was thinking about different type of logs though. Absolutely different type of logs. Now, if you look closely to the bark though, I would say these are pine logs, right? So it will be around 2 to 3 tons right now. That's about it. Still very, very respectful though, right? You know, absolutely is, because that's around 3,000 kilograms. Now, the issue with that is though, it could be easily more, but I really do think I'm a little bit on the accurate side here right now. They are different densities, right? You know, not all logs are the same. So far, this is really going good. Now, here is where the issues start, right? You know, we are off the mountain. Let me just go and take this little part. And I kind of want to try out something for you guys, right? You know, only for you guys, of course, right? Not for myself. I kind of want to go. Oh, this is bad. I'm not sure where we are stuck at, but all right. I kind of want to go over the railroad instead of the mud track, because our truck is rather wide though. So we could easily do this. You know, the railroad tracks are a fantastic way to travel. Right on the left side path over there. It's super muddy and all. But I think we will skip it. Yeah, let's just keep this beautiful and realistic right now. What mean logistics solutions? Yeah, we kind of have to start hauling there rather soon again though, right? You know, I think once we start hauling with those cabins again, I think we are just going to pick up 2 cabins, right, at the same time. The reason for that is very simple though, right? You know, we do need probably 2 cabins again at the crew parts on the other map. So far it has been 2 each time. First he asked for 1 at one part though, but later on he wanted 1 more, so you know, take that with a grain of salt. And as you can see though, right, you know, low gear here, no biggie. No biggie, even with this massive load, by the way. Oh, and for those that do not know, if you have this truck, you have a very special long lock carrier trailer, right? The yellow bit over there. Do you see the tires? Yeah, the same as in the front. They are absolutely fantastic though. They are massive tires. Very good against mud, deep mud and all. And water, as you can see, and stuff like that. So, yeah. Get the P16 if you want a slow but steady truck though. Because the trailer alone is absolutely worth it. It dwarfs the other long log trailer. Alright. To take about 35 minutes though, like towards our destination, just to get there. Might sound excruciating for a lot of people though, but it is not. The game is so much fun, it's so chill and all. It's just part of the game. But do you really want to know what it was really excruciating for me? Guess where I went first, without checking the map. Yep, I went all the way over here to the log station, like that. You know, like, hey, look at that though. Then I realized, oh darn, we only have medium logs here. So we came just from there, went like this over here, went there, then we went down here, here, and now we are there. So yeah, you know, that was excruciating. Like, ooh, we made it. Oh no, we have to go all the way to the other side of the map. I could turn forward though, right over there. But the issue with that is though, you know, gasoline. We did not have that much fuel anymore. Alright. Let me just hop off around here. Brakes on. And let's sleep. Good morning. Let's go further though, huh? Had a well rest over here. We are on, well, a familiar face by now around here. So yeah, you know, like, if you do have a wide truck, you can just take the railroad over there, right? The railroad tracks. You will be fine, don't worry about it. Just be careful though if you carry long logs too. Now, we are going to be a little submarine right now around here though. We have a very, very, very tall, as you can see, snorkel, so that's very nice. And yeah, off we go. As you can see, this is no biggie for our truck right now, as long as we are not reckless with big boulders and logs on the way, so we have to keep our eye out, scouting the horizon like always. Beautiful, right? The engine sounds and all. Fighting against the mud and the water, you know, like the pressure of it. The resistance. Yeah, it is not a lot though, right? You know, compared to deep snow, but water is really, really tough. Alright, big boy. That's the big rock that I was afraid of a little bit, and there are a couple more. So be aware of that though, be very aware of it. Now the water around here is not as tough though at certain other locations, right? Because look at all of that. That is a massive stream right there. But yeah, this river part or side doesn't have any issues with that, so that's a good thing. Just a little bit of that river, and it might really halt your progress. Now, I'm not sure against what we are stuck here. So let's just keep them hauling, keep them going. Oh, the rear. Okay. It was a little bit off camera though, now wasn't it? Oh yeah, you know, like the P16. Strong truck, classic truck. A little bit of a boring truck though. And not boring in a bad way. Boring in it can do what it says it can do, and you know it can do it, you know, and there's not a lot of add-ons that we can use with it, so only boring in that sense. further though, right? You know, it's a worker that you can count on, and that you know that if you hire that worker, your factory, your company, your farm, you know, your garage is in very, very good hands though. That is this type of worker, right? Of truck. Now, it's not a worker that throws up a party or whatsoever. I don't think that is very welcoming now, isn't it? At least I'm not from the big city, so, you know, like, parties and all that stuff, they are a little bit different though, right, you know? Like, if I had to choose, by the way, I'd rather go to a Rammstein concert, which is freaking awesome, by the way, right, you know? than going to a discotheque. Of course, they call it different these days because disco is so 60s, and I'm not even from the 60s. You know, like, it's now called a club, of course, because we are younger or whatever it's called these days, though. I don't know, but man, you know, like, oh, let's go to the club or to the... I don't know, man. I don't know. I sound very old, although I'm not. You know what I mean, though, right? You know what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah. Are they still popular, though? Well, I've seen those bouncer videos from England, where the bouncers are having issues with the girls non-stop, being drunk and starting fights. It's kind of funny, though, right? You know, those bouncers say, oh, don't worry about the guys, though. Worry about the woman. They are causing trouble. But yeah, you know, like... yeah, that is nothing for me. That is nothing for me. Now, a pub, if I would be a drinker, I will go to a pub or something, you know, like a bar. That's the entire atmosphere is completely different, right, you know? And to be fair, and this is a rough estimate though, right, you know? But if you are into this game, and if you have to think about other people that probably play this game, do you think they are going to a rave party where you have non-stop, you know, that music, you know, non-stop? I don't think so. I know quite a bit of farmers and stuff like that, right? You know, like workers like that do listen to Rammstein, metal, country, you know, all those songs intertwining, classic music too. But nobody really is into raving or, you know, like, yeah, club music, one might say. Are you? Wow, that makes me curious, by the way. What a conversation we are having here, right? You know, people are different, though, right? You know, from all sorts of work and lines. But it's just something that I'm. Well, maybe it makes actually sense too, right? Because then your work and your hobby is very calm. And then you are just being Blade, right? You know, that vampire slayer in the discotheque, right? You know, in that movie. I don't know, man. I don't know. But, yeah. Again, what a conversation we are having here. But it makes me curious. I am a farmer by day. But I'm a DJ at night. Oh, I cannot imagine a trucker, though, going from state to state. You know? And then he arrives at the location. He parks his truck, you know, like at the factory where he has to deliver it. The next day he's going hauling again. But first he says, you know, quick hotel, quick shower. Let me dance on the dance floor, boys, you know. Somehow that doesn't fit in my mind. We built that though, huh? We did build that factory right over there. Isn't it amazing, though? Look at that. Freaking awesome. Yeah, for some reason that does not fit in my head, though, right? But it could just be. It could just be. Talking about strange conversations, right? In Japan, there is a genre of games that is extremely beloved, but not just games, anime, movies, and stuff like that, right? You know, that are about busy people that have a family member that is living in rural Japan, right? You know, and the go once in a lifetime, or as a child actually, they did visit that family on the countryside in the rural areas once, and it is their massive life and goal in life, right? You know, that is the massive point in life, I mean. There are games called like Boku no Natsu Yumi, My Summer Holiday, right? You know, and many games. That's why farming games, right? You know, that are very, very centric to communication with the slow life and the people walking there and the animals. It's all very, very slow. It's nothing like Farming Simulator or real life farming. Although life on the countryside goes very slowly, even if you are a hectic, very busy farmer, right? You know. So a lot of office workers there and factory workers, hard labor workers, right? You know, in construction and all, in the big cities, they do enjoy those animes and those games evolving around all of this, right? You know, like Story of Seasons is one of those games. And with the Boku no Natsu Yumi series, they are getting, after 15 to 20 years, rehabilitation or whatever, however you pronounce that, you know, like they are being revived. And everybody heard about Animal Crossing, right? You know, it is actually the most modern version of it, but also the most castrated version of it. There are no consequences, no losses of missed events that have consequences on the entire story and all. And it just shows you, though, no matter where you're from. And by the way, just to make my point clear, right, you know, this is just a very, very strong catering there, right? But to make my point clear, there are many movie stars, as an example, or talk show stars, etc., around the world that went back to farming, back to nature. And I think it just shows you, like, it is more normal to go from a very hectic, busy life to a life that really has meaning, right? Just slow communication, like what we have on YouTube, nature, like farming or forestry, hikes, taking care of nature, or, you know, just normal rural life, like being a baker in a small town, you know, stuff like that, right? You know, being construction worker in a small town, road worker, you know, like office, all the smaller stuff, right? You know, and that is what we are missing in our life, aren't we? Like, everything is so hectic, and now especially with everybody being connected with their mobile phones and all. I sound freaking ancient right now, but it is something that you can observe in modern culture if you really look deep enough, right? And I'm done, because everybody is looking at the surface, right? You know, like, oh, look at that river over there. That must be, what, 5 to 6 meters deep? And then you go in there and it's not even, it's less deep than that puddle over there. You know what I mean, though? Or if you are looking at a lake, you see, wow, beautiful, right? You know, and if you look a little bit closer, you can see the reflection of the clouds, or if it's far enough, and you skitter over the horizon with your eyes from the lake, you see the other side of the lake, the forest, the mountains, and it's beautiful. You might notice that person already sees a lot more than someone just looking at the lake, just to see the lake, if that makes sense, right? Now, if you look deeper, you do actually understand there is life there. There are fishes there. There is a lot of things that nobody thinks of. And if you're at that certain point of life, you really want to see the calmer side. You know, the things that really do matter. cat, a dog, or I don't know, man, a hamster that is greeting you once you get home. That means more to you than attention, though, right? You know, in the club. You know what I mean? Then that one promotion, so your salary goes up by $2 an hour. I don't know, man. You know, like, or that you have to really cater to those people that you care so much about, but that you're also glad that they are going home again. You know what I mean? Once the party is over, that you did throw in your home. Because everything is just there to serve something now, isn't it? Oh, what are we doing? Recovery? No. Refuel, thank you. Oh yeah, there we go. Alright, so yeah, you know, think about it, think about it. I'm a weird YouTuber, ain't I? If you have been following me, we have a lot of these strange conversations out of nowhere. Strange, but I ain't wrong though. I ain't wrong. And that goes back to games like this. Like, some of you might be police officers, right? You know, soldiers. Well, I know I have a couple of soldiers though as viewers. You know, like, you might have a massive stressful job. Let's be honest, we all have jobs that we don't care about. 40 hours minimum a week. Not the best loan in the world, but we keep doing it, right, you know? Because somebody has to, and because we are winners. But if we play games like this, we're already looking for that quiet life, you know? That quiet life of nature, and a handful of friends, colleagues, and people we just know. That really means something, right, you know? If you agree with me, though, give this video a like up. I know a lot of people don't like to comment on something like that, though, but if you do, hey, always appreciate it. If you don't, just like, you know. Come on, big boy, we can do this. Very nice. By the way, this truck doesn't have an all-wheel drive though, right? But it is so different with hauling and steering than the Caterpillar 770G, right? Because the Caterpillar 770G doesn't have a long nose like this one. It's rather small though, right? You know, so because it's so small, you don't really get the weight in the front. So oh boy, that's scary. Now let's just go like this. Yeah. Woo. So the thing about this is though, right, you know, is that there's so much weight in the nose that you can just steer no matter the load behind you. Now that's the fatal flaw though of the other one. Oh man, this is going to be a dirty mess now, isn't it? Yeah, we only have to get over there, I suppose. Yeah, look at the rear trailer axle though, right? You know, being a little bit popping and stopping there. Twitching and glitching, one might say. Oh, we crushed that one. Oh yeah, look at that though. Look at those spikes. Wow. Oh, sparks, not spikes. Wow, man. I've never seen these sparks before. Alright, auto gear for the extra haul. Yeah, these tires, there's a little bit of Frosty the Snowman around here though, right? You know, so that's an issue. That's an issue and some. Kinda had to anticipate this now, didn't I? Yeah, what we could try to do though. Come on. It's not a lot, to be very fair with you. Yeah, if it's not this, then we just have to get the ZigZ here. It's right around the corner after all. Ay. Developers, you know what you do. Only one little stump over here. Oh, that would have been so smooth though, huh? Oh well. Brakes on. ZigZ. It's right around the corner though. So let's go. Yeah, now this is going to be curious and interesting too though, huh? Oh yeah, that's not too bad because look at the tire position. Up here is not an issue. Going down there. Come on, big boy, you gotta steer too. Man, look at this smoke machine though. This guy is probably a raver though, this truck, right? Wow. Let's see. And not even close, dude. What am I dreaming about, though? Come on. Oh, wow. ZigZ for real, though? Do we need a coal up here? There's something that blocks the Pacific. There's just something right now that just blocks it though. I'm certain of it. Come on. We did see those sparks after all, right? So... Come on, big boy. You see, he wants to go though, but something pulls it back. It is one of those dirty little things again that we have fought in the swamp on the other map though. An invisible log, maybe. Now, one might say snow tires, though, or ice tires might do the trick here. I might agree with that, for real, but at the same time, though, right? You know, like... something is going on here. I think this road is kind of screwed. To be very fair with you, right? You know. Ah, yeah. Well, we do see a route there. Right, you know, on the side. We did pull ourselves up with that before. But maybe that one is actually the issue, right? Maybe. It's kind of funny that this is one of the most difficult tasks that we had. You know, the sawmill in general. It really doesn't want to go. Wow. Okay. Call me pleasantly surprised though, huh? Very pleasantly. Oh yeah, do you see that? The rear is stuck against something down there. And the rear cannot even push it up. And it can fly up though, so that's interesting. Yeah. Isn't this strange, though? I was totally right about it. I was totally right about it, though. There was something down there that just glitched everything up, though. What? Ooh. It glitched everything up. We could have done all of this without the need of the 6C. Man. This is going to be one heck of a turn, though, isn't it? Oh my god, can we even do this right now? We are gliding and sliding everywhere. Yeah, that nose doesn't do anybody any favors here. I kind of think I have to recover from this position. Yeah. Let's just do it. Pacific P16. Accelerate. Come on, big boy. But yeah, that's the difference though, right? You know, sometimes you really need to figure that out. Oh, boy, oh. Yeah. Oh boy. Come on. Oh yeah, these pets, man. This is... It's like we have tons and tons of ice around here. Just a small tiny patch, right, you know? With ice. Awesome challenge, to be very fair with you. But also a very disheartening one. No, what are you doing? Oh boy. That is not a good idea. I wish we could winch from this side. A little bit up and about. Yeah, we don't have the spin though, right? You know, we don't have the traction here. And the 6Z up there would have been a blessing right now. So guess what I'm going to grab? Oh. Oh, do you see that tiny rock there right between the rear tires? Come on. Oh. Yeah, I can be very stubborn, by the way, right? You know. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, yo. Whoo. That's nice. That is so nice. Now, hopefully. Why? Why did this one disappear? Doesn't make sense though, my friends. Do you see how evil? Evil, I'm telling ya. Ay, 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 ay. Now let's see. Nothing around here. Nothing here. Accelerate, accelerate. Brakes off. Oh, it's too wide. It just is too wide around here. No way, Jose, right? No way. Now, we could try to do this. Yeah. Don't do it. We need a friendly helper. Alrighty then. Stop the engine. My. What issues though, right? You know, so the 60 is kind of stuck between rocks. If I have to get it, I will go grab it. But oh my god, not this too. Nothing is going to plan right now. There has to be a better road up here. There just has to be a better road though. So I will definitely check out one more road, right? You know, after this. Now, I don't think we can do anything with this. With this little dinky toy, right? You know, turn on the engine. Come on. Come on. Nothing, huh? Yeah, nothing. It won't budge right now, so that's an issue. Let's see. I could try to do... Oh, developers, why did you not just put a tree stump here and there, right? You know, come on, man. Come on. Papa. Now, let's try to do it in this way. A little bit more... okay, I thought we will be getting a little bit more stuck there, right? You know, and then a little bit more physics power, because then we are not being pulled backwards. Okay, you know what? Change the truck. Accelerate, accelerate, accelerate. Turn on the engine there. There we go. Yeah. What I could do, by the way, is park this... Well, let's just stop the engine first. We could park this truck right over the sides of those rocks. And then we can use it as a very powerful winch part. Let's try that. Now, as you can see, I'm getting a little bit desperate around here though, right? You know? Look at that guy over there, huh? So, the rear has to be pulled up. Just like that. It doesn't even stretch all the way there, it seems. Yeah, it doesn't go like that. What a shame. Now, the nose. Just like that. Come on. Oh. Yeah, it doesn't do much for us. It does not do much for us. Now, there we go. Oh, don't tell me like I have to go the other way though with this truck. It really does seem like it. It really made it so that my truck is of no use here. I know we can power through this though, right? You know, if we just had enough momentum going. Enough grip, you know what I mean? Just that right side just has to be uplifted just a tiny, tiny bit. Ay, 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 ay. Yeah, nothing. Nothing. Aww, look at that little love tap right there. So before anything else though, let's try to get rid of this one right now. And then I'm going to scout some other areas though. Alright, now let's see though. Can we do anything right now? Let's turn that engine on over there too, of course. If this is not the case, then we really have to go to the other side. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my. Come on though. Nope, nothing. Ay, 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 ay. What an issue though, what an issue, right, you know? Oh, we just have the wrong truck. So the only thing that I can do right now though is grab a thinner truck and then load everything from that truck in this one. Man, this has been a 2-hour job right now, believe it or not. From the first thing getting stuck though, right, you know, to here. But yeah, that's pure sadistic though, this sawmill mission. It truly is pure sadism. Ay. Alright, this is the last thing that I'm going to try. The right side towards there. Accelerate. Come on. Yeah, co-op will be so easy mode right now, right? You know? Oh, come on, big boy. Look at that. Look at that tire over there, right? You know, I mean, it's doing nothing there for us. Alright, let's go and get this back. This is going to be an issue too, of course it will be. That's the wings. Come on, let my mouse please do it. Thank you. Nothing around here. Oh, wow. What is that? It is still connected to it, though. It is still connected to the trailer. No way, though. Look at that. That's the weirdest thing ever, man. It's still packed cargo, huh? Well, I don't care about this right now. That's okay. Just drop it right there, though. Detach the trailer. Delete the trailer. Yep, I mean, it's too big around here, though, right? Isn't it? And there we go. Store it. Now, let's go grab this one right over here. Truck store. No, customize. And we are going to put the log loader right there, though. Now, talking about this one, technically, what we could do... I believe, at least. Where is it? Oh, doesn't it has... Oh, right over here. There you go. Oh my, what a pain though, what a pain. Really, guys. Extreme long time though, right? You know, I've been trying that. Most of it I will absolutely cut away. Not enough money. Not enough money. Oh, we're going to sell something. La 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 la. Oh. Great. It's a cursed episode, man. It's a cursed episode. So yeah, you know, like we now have the other Pacific P12. It might be an upgrade, might be a downgrade. I was very curious about it though, because I do like the Pacific trucks quite a bit, by the way. So I wanted to give the all-wheel drive, you know, a little go for, one might say. If this works out, fabulous. If it doesn't work out, not so fabulous. But the issue is, though, it will probably not work out. This truck is, in comparison, absolutely horrendous, though, with handling mud compared to the other one. So we will have to find out together. Alright. Now, let's go. Restore the crane, pack the cargo, and off we go. Off we go. At least it has all-wheel drive, though. So that's great. By the way, talking about all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive this one out of there. Whoppa. Now, with all that we have experienced on this side, though, remember that I have to do all of this again. So we either will have to do it here, or we have to do it on the other one. Now, there are, of course, you know, like off-road trucks that do have a lot of strength that we could use as a long log hauler, and I think that's just what we have to do. Not a fan of that option, though, but we will have to see, right? We will have to see. Stop the engine. Now let's go back to the Pacific. There you are. Pacific P12. At least right now, though, this little bit is no issue. It was an issue for the other truck, right? Take the long corner left here. Squeeze right in between if we can. It's already stuck against a tiny pebble, though, of a gnome. Yeah, it doesn't want to go. It's a deadly combination here, though. Right, we have flowing water, which carries some physics. As you can see, I'm on the brakes here, and I'm still sliding. And, of course, you know, we have a little bit of an ice patch. And then we have rocks and all other stuff that nobody wants on their way, right? You know, and it's sure it's a wide one too, but trucks can squeeze through here and there. And we have done this 1,000 times before, though. Ay, 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 ay. It keeps sliding. Oh, yeah, the water, though, the pressure, right? You know, that's the issue, too. Mostly here, too. Come on. Of course, it's almost just as wide. It's a little bit smaller, though, but a little bit thinner. To be very fair with you, the little bit over there, it's just way higher than the other one, right? You know, so that's very nice. Even though it's almost nothing. Look at that, we are slowly sliding backwards. Anyways, back to the ZigZ. I think the other road is a little bit easier. Alright, come on. Yeah, the issue right now is that I cannot steer the other one right now, right? You know, so that is a big issue. It's just going straight where we are right now. Well, there's another way that I could do this. Come on. Yeah, this is a little bit desperate, though, I might admit. At least we are doing something here. Park this one sideways, right? You know? If we want to turn. We are just sliding more and more towards it, so that's not going to be any... Yep. Oh, no! Oh, man. All I wanted to do, though, is park sideways right over there. What a disaster! Alright. Let's try to do this. In daylight. I'm not steering that way. That's right where I wanted to go to. It's the rocks that are steering for me right now. Yeah. That's right where I wanted to go to be very fair with you. Well, let's try this once more. The sun is going down again, though, but this time we are going to try through the forest. Yeah. I've never rage quitted a game before, though. Never, ever. Never will. I'm too stubborn for it. I kind of want to, though. I kind of want to. I'm just like, ah, oh, fuck it, bro. You know, this is a good fail episode. It technically is, though, by the way, right? You know, but no, we are going to have a successful story here. Ay, 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 ay. Man, these trucks are weak asses though, right? You know, my god, dude. There we go. Mr. Pebbles is in the way. Turn the steering wheel, my boy. Now we are stuck here against a tree branch. Well, no truck in the universe can break these tree branches here. Yeah, we had too much success though, right, you know, in the game, that we forgot that we can go off-roading. Believe that or not though, right, you know, can you imagine though, huh? Wow, these trucks are weak though at certain times. Look at that, we cannot go up here. Everything what I'm saying right now though, just take as humor, right? You know, I'm not hating on these trucks at all. I'm just hating on the situation, you know what I mean, though? Oh, boy. Yeah, I kind of want to find a way. That seems to be very steep drop-off right over there, so not a big fan of that, of course. So I think what we have to do, though, is be very creative around here and there. And now if I look forward, I cannot imagine that we can go through there. So we kind of have to go this way anyways. Ay, 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 ay. Yeah, accelerate, big boy. Appa, finally though. Look at all of this. I cannot see what's over there. That's just pure white hell of snow. So we're going this way right now. Oh, nice. Ooh, yeah, almost. We are almost further than that we were, by the way. So that's nice. You know what? We can do it in this way. There we go. I feel bad for myself, though. I mean, I've never felt that before, so... You know what I mean, though? Yeah. I do see rocks there, and I do see that we could go to the right there. Let's try the right path then. I mean, we all do love a challenge, don't we now? But the developers can be absolutely sadist, man, I'm telling you. And there's a fine balance between difficult and pure sadism. It's tougher than Dark Souls, it's tougher than Elden Rings, it's tougher than Sekiro. But here we are. Sweet butt cheek relief, man. My life though, right, you know, is still harder than this. Ah, maybe that's why we are stubborn though. Now I'm kind of petrified though to try the other haul too. Right, you know, the other road. Now there's a road over there that I do not trust either, because it's like over here though, right? You know, look at this mess. Look at this. Yeah, I'm definitely going to check that out, but I don't think it will do us any good. And look at this crawl. Yoink. Come on. Come on, big boy. Literally 3 hours later since we started recording. IRL, by the way. Here we are. Ta-da! We did it! Yeah! Now, I kind of found this road around here, right, you know? Yeah, we already steer at it. You see the rock formation there? That is the only extreme tricky part, though. The only extreme tricky part that can set this back to, I would say, either an entire hour, because I might need to get my logs back again if I cannot haul them away from there with all the tree stumps though. And you know the developers did put tree stumps there, so you cannot recover your logs though. They have done it on purpose because they think that's fun, right? You know? Ah, say this, man, you know, like... Yeah, I hope that person is fired, by the way, from the game. Because sadism should not be part of a game, though, right? You know? Although it is like the Dark Souls of trucking. Even Dark Souls has a lot of tricks, though, where a difficult game becomes easy mode once you do get those items, right? You know, like debuffs and so on and so forth. But anyways, let's go. Let's see if we will fall off or if we will stay on. We are with the ZigZ, though. Best choice so far. Yeah, the other ones, I mean, the 60 would also have an issue right over there with those rock formations, right? You know, the load is way too heavy, the nose is way too thin down. The other ones also have this, though, because they have a little ladder that you have to use to climb up. Now, we are already sliding a slight little bit, though. I want to stay to the left side over here as much as possible, but we have to keep an eye on the road tires. And of course the rock formation, because one little bounce is just all we need to tumble down like that. Did you see that? One little push. Okay. Come on. Yep. If the front is here, I don't care what the rear is doing. Yep, that's the ZigZ though. The other ones, they will be crying home right now though. Oh yeah, you know it. There's probably a proper engine upgrade for the other two, but whoo-wee. Well, for the P16 there's still one engine upgrade though, but for the P12 there's not. Now it's easy hauling, my boys. If I only knew this sooner, right, you know. I wouldn't have had to record for almost 4 hours right now. Yeah, almost 4 hours. Man. That is a lot, though. For one drive. For half a mission. You know, like for 2 drives, technically, right? But you know what I mean. Almost 4 hours. Dude. That is insane amount of work, though. We are almost there. That's the good thing about it. I believe we don't ever have to come back up here once again though, so that's nice. Never again. Let's turn left over here. Straight up right now. I mean, there are no official roads around here, though. Every road here is make-believe. Alright, boys, here we go. All of that for 28,000, though. One gearbox. Did it really go well and no one's hurt? I'm hurt, dude, man. This is PTSD right now. That's what happens when people know their safety rules. Great, here's your cut. Thank you very much, though. Thank you very much, sir. Let's go though. Well, now I have to edit this total mess though. I had a great time, but man, I almost want to rage quit the game though. For real though. A little place where all of your realistically long log haulers will get stuck by design, by the way, right? By design. Tons of rocks, nothing to winch on, by design. Absolute madness though, with the tip heavy cliffside, you know, all by design. And I do understand it. I do understand it though. But the struggle should not be by impossible. It should be done by difficulty. By taking time. By being able to steer and maneuver the way how you do have to do it. Instead of just impossible, right? That is my design philosophy. That is my professional psychological viewpoint. Small hint there. So, you know, like, yeah. By that though, I want to thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful time. And I will see you guys in the next one. Stay happy. Stay healthy. And don't forget to subscribe though. Bye bye.